Hello! This is Eileen. Eileen is a patron of mine on Patreon. And we all love her very much. And she actually has something to promote. She is promoting Zoon Politicon with Holly Seelger. I checked it out. I am now a subscriber. She seems pretty cool. She seems pretty smart. She does the news. I can't really tell a political slant. I watched her channel intro and I looked at the titles. I haven't really had a chance to actually watch a video yet, but she seems pretty centrist. I might be wrong there, but I don't know. I'm just guessing because that's easy. It's easy to say centrist because then I can go, well, she seems centrist. But yeah, I don't know. She seems cool. It looked intriguing. I looked at the titles, I looked at the thumbnails, I wanted to watch the videos. So, hey, that's the whole point, right? She's doing something right. So, yeah, check her out. And thank you to Eileen. Thank you very much. Alright, this is a prime example of why I always tell people, don't help me. Just let me do it. Let me solve my own problems. Let me fight my own battles. Don't help me. Cause, oh my god.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk about Toby Turner.
Cool. Who's that?
Tobuscus.
Oh. Who's that?
He never defended himself against the accusations that were thrown at him some time ago.
Well, this will be interesting. I don't know what the accusations are. And I don't know what his defense would be if he chose to give one. So, this will be interesting. I'm going to give my comments on a third party's comments on events that he heard from Toby. A lot of layers here, folks.
I don't want to gaslight people. And I don't want to try and act like horrible crime for sure did or didn't happen, because I don't want to be one of the people that I despise.
So I would take that to mean that you are going to go strictly on evidence. No hearsay, straight evidence. Because if you're going to work off the assumption that it did, it either did, that you're not saying it did or didn't happen, then you're not really going to be arguing for one side or the other unless you have evidence. This should be good.
You know, the people who make videos as if they know everything without having sufficient evidence.
I want everybody to remember that through the course of this video, because it's very important.
So all I can really say in this video is what I've been told. And what I've been told is not what you guys have been told.
I thought you were going to go off of evidence. But now all you can say is what you've been told. It's hearsay. I object.
You know, because you guys never got to hear from Toby and what Toby feels. You never got to hear from Toby and what Toby went through.
Fair enough. Let's hear your rendition.
First off, shout out to Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco decided to, I don't think it's quite gaslighting, but it was discrediting Toby by saying he was drunk at a wedding.
So, a lot of people get drunk at weddings.
I talked to Toby about that. Toby's a little frustrated, Phil, about that, because most everybody tends to be drunk at a wedding. So even mentioning that, it seems a little bit like you're setting him up.
Yeah. I mean, people get drunk at weddings. Gives a shit.
Okay, when you try to act like someone is a maniac who's out of control, you say, "Oh, he was wasted at my wedding."
Well, was he trying to make him out to be a maniac out of control? I mean, if we're going to assume that people get drunk at weddings, can we also assume that sometimes people get out of control when they're drunk? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not arguing one way or another. I don't fucking even know what we're talking about. But I'm just saying, like, people can get out of control when they're drunk. I'm living proof. That's why I don't drink very much anymore. So, yeah, like, if he was out of control and wild, it would be important to mention that, and that he was drunk. Because that's a character reference. But I mean, it's still just Phil's fucking anecdote. I don't give a shit. I want evidence. Where is that?
Well, guess what? A lot of people tend to be wasted at weddings. I went to a wedding recently, and 3 out of 4 adults were wasted. Like, just blah.
Yeah? Were they out of control?
You know? I had a woman hitting on me at a wedding, and she was hitting on everyone else, too. Or every other person, because she was so wasted. Okay? People get wasted at weddings. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that sounds kind of out of control. So, people also get out of control. And you're also not saying that he wasn't wasted. Like, I don't get this argument. You're pretty much saying, yeah, he was drunk. Swear. What?
Anyway, so there are accusations against Toby by multiple ex-girlfriends that he has done one thing or another. But as far as actual crimes, that's where the consistent accusation falls apart. One of Toby's ex-girlfriends said that Toby had been rejected by them before, and Toby was suddenly turned off. Like, he can't handle rejection very well, okay? So if you can't handle rejection very well, how likely are you to be someone who regularly takes rejection and gets off on it?
I don't know what the percentage of rapists and men is, but I would imagine that would be it. Like, guys don't generally rape women that are saying, yeah, fuck me. Because that's not rape. So, usually it's a rejection thing. Like, I would say that pretty much 100% of instances where there's been rape, it was because of a rejection of some sort. This is kind of a weak argument, dude. Like, this is why I say don't help me.
You know? So let's say, hypothetically, you you cannot handle someone not wanting to be with you. Are you going to drug them and force yourself on them?
Let's ask Bill Cosby.
Probably not, because you'll know that they won't want to go through that, because you can't handle people rejecting you, right?
So, what? Wait, so if... wait, are you saying that if a woman rejects a man, then he's just not gonna rape her because he would know that she wouldn't want that? What?
So let's say you can't handle being rejected, and now you allegedly are forcing yourself on someone who is openly and consciously rejecting you. There's no scenario in which case a person who does not like being rejected, who actually gets turned off by being rejected, tries to force themselves on somebody.
Except rape.
That, like, I've never heard of that. Because I myself am one of those people. I can't handle being told that someone isn't attracted to me when I'm trying to be with them. I'll just probably pout or cry or give up.
Well, some people rape.
You know? There's no, oh, well, I'm gonna make it happen anyway. It defies logic, okay?
It does defy logic. Like, it does defy logic that if somebody says, no, I don't want to have sex with you, that you would just rape them. Absolutely. It defies logic completely. Because there is no real justification for rape. Like, there's never a good excuse. There is no, well, this happened, so I raped her. And people go, oh, makes sense. No! There's never an occasion where that makes sense. Rape is always universally bad. There's never a good instance of it. So, like, what? What?
So you have none of Toby's real ex-girlfriends saying that he's the type of person to force himself on someone. At the very least, the type of person to be rejected and force himself. You know? That core psychology contradicts so much.
So because he's never raped any women before, clearly he didn't rape this girl. Well, that's good to know, because I've never raped anybody before, which I guess pretty much guarantees I never will, right? So, that's awesome to know. What?
And then you have the incentive of seeing a famous person who has rejected you and you being able to take that person down. You know? Because if you have a famous person who you have tried to get in a relationship with and failed, according to the person I've talked to, if you try to get with that famous person and they reject you, they tell you to get out, etc., and you may be like the type of person to not be able to handle rejection well to the extent where you'll be like the typical guy where you'll go, oh, well, she slept with me because she's an SLUT.
I didn't want to interrupt the point because he's making a point. But I swear to Christ, the naughty word spelling bee, that shit has got to stop.
You know, after they reject you and never slept with you. That's a very typical guy thing to do. So why couldn't it possibly be a girl thing to do as well?
See, you know, he had me until he made his point. If you wouldn't have gone there, it would have been a great point. Sometimes girls get rejected by famous people and they say they raped them. That happens. It happens. So you can go, okay, that happens. It does happen. Okay. Whatever. We still need to see evidence one way or the other, but nevertheless, that does happen. Sure. But when he said the fucking guys say, oh, I slept with a girl that they didn't sleep with, that's the same as a fake, like a false rape accusation. Like, no, because the girl can always just go, I didn't have sex with him, and then everybody goes, you lied, because it's assumed that the guy's gonna lie in that instance because that's what fucking guys do, assholes. But whatever, nevertheless, that shit happens. It's stereotyped for a reason. But a false rape accusation, that's some serious shit. Like, that's some serious shit. No, that is not a good equivalent argument. No.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, guys and girls are essentially the same people with different genitalia and a slightly different mental configuration.
So, in other words, different. If they're different physically and they're different mentally, fucking different. Okay, whatever.
Okay? So, have you, I want to ask you this, ever heard of somebody getting rejected by someone and then bragging to everybody that they actually did get with that person, even though they got rejected?
Yes, I have. Many times, yes. I have.
You ever hear of that? It's actually a pretty common thing. What's not so common is a YouTuber drugging people and sleeping with people or otherwise breaking the law and violating people when their life is perfectly great and there's no reason to do that. There's no...
Well, the reason is rape. Like, we've established that there's never a good reason to rape somebody. So if somebody rapes somebody, the motivation is rape. Like, allegedly Bill Cosby raped a whole lot of women. And I don't know, did that ever get decided? I don't know if that ever got decided or not. Well, whatever. At one point, allegedly, Bill Cosby had raped a whole lot of women. And he's always kind of been famous. So, like, the motivation is rape, dude. It's the only motivation for rape.
I'm trying not to say things that are, like, horribly triggering, but...
please, God, don't read between the lines because Jesus.
What is the motive, is my question to you guys.
Rape. The answer is rape.
When you have one person who just got rejected by someone, they can now turn that rejection into ruining that person's entire life. That's the motive, is the vengeance.
I totally see that. I get that that happens too. I'm with you there. But, like, you're ruining it everywhere else.
But what is Toby's motive to violate someone?
Rape.
I don't understand what the motive would be.
Rape! That's the motive. That's the only motive for raping somebody. You want to rape them. There's not...
So, I watched Toby rant in depth about this whole thing. Toby's very upset. He watched his whole career fall apart, lost a book deal, lost so many things, just leave his life because of something that, according to him, never happened.
And that sucks, man. Like, if he's been tried in a court, then yeah, fucking, whoa, gotta cut ties. But if he hasn't been convicted of a crime, like, that is shitty. I understand, though, that we live in a rape culture where rape is celebrated, and so just being accused of rape destroys you utterly. You know, I get that that happens, but that's fucked up. But I mean, that is some shit. Like, when you're saying somebody raped you, that's rough. Like, you don't really come back from that very easily. Like, you don't really come back from that very easily. So, you know, it better be true, because you're fucking somebody's life up. Completely. For good. Like, I'm with him here. That's shitty. But he hasn't really convinced me that nothing's happened. I don't really even know the story. All I have to go on is what he's telling me. And so far, I mean, he hasn't outright said, fuck him, you know, he's lying. But he hasn't really mounted a fantastic defense.
And he says it never happened because he's passionate about it, and there's no guilt in his voice whatsoever. Like, I've seen guilty people before.
Onision, the lie detector. Maybe he watched Lie to Me Too. Yeah, probably.
Typically, what they try to do is avoid talking about it altogether, which is a huge problem, right? Because he avoided talking about it publicly, but his PR team was the reason why he did that.
So, usually, you can tell somebody's lying when they don't want to talk about it. But he didn't want to talk about it because his PR team wanted him to not talk about it. Like, dude, this is not a great defense. At all. He should fire his PR team and talk about it. He should have just talked about it. Like, if he's not guilty, he should have just talked about it. Said, I'm not guilty. And he should have showed all the recipes. Or whatever. And
his PR team said, you know, don't address this, it'll go away, yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? That PR team deserved to lose their job.
Fuck yeah. And he should talk about it. Because, dude, get out in front of this shit. Or it will ruin you. Because people will believe that you're guilty if you say nothing.
Because I myself was accused of a horrible crime a long time ago. And I got to the point where that person actually apologized to me. The person who accused me. Well, they didn't. They actually said that I didn't do it, but then they described something that sounded similar to it. You know that scene from Rocky?
Okay, Onision masturbates here for a couple minutes, so we're going to skip that shit.
Now, what I did here was this person completely and utterly decimate the person who accused them. Like, when I say decimated, like, they went in so much depth about who this person really is and how clear it was that he didn't want anything to do with her. and how clear it was that he did not want to be with her and was not, in fact, ever with her.
Fair enough. He says that he didn't want to be with her. Listen and believe. Hey, what the fuck? Why not?
A lot of people have fans who can be very intense. And again, I'm trying not to gaslight.
Ah, dude, fucking, I know, man, nutbags. Oh my god, some people can be nutbags.
So I say intense as an alternative to other things. But some fans can be so intense that they jump to conclusions that aren't realistic, or they have expectations that are unfair. They push you to places that you don't feel comfortable with. And when you push them away, they go around talking crap.
Yeah, dude, nutbags. And yes, if you're one of the people that is right now DMing me, asking me if I think you're one of the nutbags, yes, you're one of the nutbags. If you weren't one of the nutbags, you wouldn't feel the need to ask. No, I don't have any nutbags, actually. It's pretty cool. Like, everybody's been really cool. Everybody's been really cool. I haven't gotten any nutbags yet. So, it's been an awesome run. A real awesome run. Let's keep praying it continues.
So, a man's life was ruined. Toby's life was ruined. Like, absolutely ripped apart. He was one of the most successful people on YouTube ever. And now he gets maybe less views than me.
Shit. And I've never fucking heard of him.
And I'm not even that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, hey, dude. I've heard of you.
So I just wanted to have someone stand up for Toby because I've actually heard the other story. Okay?
Dude. I would not want him standing up for me. I don't give a shit what he's heard.
I've actually seen the other side, which is an incredibly exclusive thing because this guy isn't the type of person to make videos like this. This guy doesn't like drama. He's actually probably more of a decent human being involving drama than I am.
Well, if there's a question there, he's still kind of a dick, right? Like, if you kind of go, well, I mean, he's probably, yeah. Because you're pretty much dick. Like, as far as the whole dealing with drama thing goes, you're kind of a dick. So, if there's even a question there, I don't even know what that would mean.
The dude just wants to entertain people. You see that on his channels. He just wants to make people happy. And when he's around his fans, he's always like very, very happy, so long as they're not creepy and stalkerish, to take pictures with them, to be really nice to them.
Well, he sounds pretty cool then. Fuck, I don't know. We're going back and forth here a lot. I don't know what to think about this guy. I have no idea who he is.
So I see all these people ripping Toby apart, and Toby doesn't defend himself because the guy is just not like me.
I think you can still defend yourself and not be like you.
A person who will fight you to the death.
Well, shit, man, I don't know. If a girl said that I raped her, and I didn't rape her, I would instantly become the fight you to the death guy. Because, holy shit. Like, that's... Dude, you can't just sit on that and hope it'll just go away. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
So, I just want to... I feel like I should apologize to Toby for everything he's been through. Because the guy, Phil DeFranco, he had a contract with Toby for a show. Toby wasn't aware of it. Apparently Toby didn't read the contract thoroughly or something.
Well, you gotta read your contracts thoroughly. Like, don't sign anything that you're not willing to do. Because...
But Philip DeFranco wrote this contract out for cute win fail. And he didn't make it clear to Toby that he would own the show entirely. And that Toby would have no part of actually owning the show, despite the fact that Toby's hosting it.
Well, I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is it like a game show? I don't know how the game shows work. Do the hosts of the game shows have part ownership? Does Howie have part ownership in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Because I wouldn't think that he would. Why? Unless it was his show. But it's not his show. He's just the host. I mean, hey, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, he should have read his contract better. That's not Phil's fault that he didn't read the contract.
So that's when Toby stopped associating with Philip DeFranco. Or not even stopped associating. When he lost faith in Philip DeFranco and he quit the show.
When he didn't read the contract for himself? Like, I mean, that's a shitty thing to do on Phil's part, but I mean, I don't even know if that's entirely accurate. Do the hosts get part ownership of the show? What?
And then there's Jack's Films, who straight up abandoned Toby as well. These people that were supposed to be Toby's friends, they just abandoned Toby at the sight of any conflict. So while Toby didn't abandon Phil, but instead just quit the show, Philip DeFranco publicly turned on Toby and made a video that was a key part in destroying Toby's life.
I don't know. I hope that Phil had a hell of a lot better evidence than this girl said that he raped him. Like, because that would also be a shit video. Like, so I don't know. I didn't see Phil's video. I don't know who Toby is.
So, Jack's Film stayed on Toby's couch for like a month and lived off Toby to a degree, and now is thankless towards Toby.
Yeah, dude, rape charges will do that. Like, just saying, like, I don't know, it's business, man. YouTube's business. YouTube friend things is business relationships. Like, and if people start saying, hey, this dude raped me, and he's going, oh, I'm not saying anything about this, that's risky to be like, I'm on his side.
That's kind of the LA way. People just use you and toss you to the side when you don't serve them any benefit anymore.
And also when you get rape allegations. It's also applicable there.
So I guess I can kind of relate to Toby in that sense. But this is a man who's been screwed over thoroughly, and there's no actual proof that he did what people are saying. But everybody assumes that he said, or that he did what people are saying, just because he hasn't thoroughly defended himself as a result of his PR team telling him to say nothing significant about it. To just not go in depth or anything like that.
Well, fuck them. He should do that.
So, never went to court, never charged with anything, never even had to settle with anything, but everybody just assumes that Toby is this horrible criminal.
See, I think that's fucked up. You can't be called a criminal unless you're actually convicted of the crime. So, people shouldn't do that. But that isn't going to stop people from doing that in our rape culture where rape is celebrated. Yeah, no, dude, it's fucking rough. You get called a rapist and that shit just sticks on you. It's like pedophile. Same thing. It just sticks on you forever. You cannot get it. You can't get away from it.
That is the opposite of what America stands for, which is innocent till proven guilty.
Very true. Totally with you.
And that is the opposite of what our society should actually be focused on.
Hear, hear.
So if you want to say Toby is guilty without even getting a court date, without even getting a jury on him, without even having any evidence or him admitting anything, like you just want to jump to the conclusion and say he's guilty, I don't think you're a very honest person.
Totally agree.
I don't think that you've given this a fair look. Because this fan of Toby decided to ruin his life by spreading accusations that are unproven. And they in that make all other accusations seem less credible.
Yep. Man, every false rape accusation just hurts the next girl that needs to come forward. It's the shittiest thing that you can do. In so many ways, it's the shittiest thing that you can do. Because first, you're fucking that guy over real bad. And second, you're fucking over every girl that from that point forward thinks, they're not going to believe me. Because of you. Asshole.
Just because you have yet another case of somebody saying something happened and expecting everyone to believe them.
So don't listen and believe. We're not listening and believing now. Okay?
When people spread these accusations all the time, especially people who were fans of somebody and who got rejected.
So we listen and believe when it's Toby. Okay.
So you can reinvent reality however you want, but when somebody's story is consistent, when somebody's as passionate about their story and how screwed over they've been and how unfair this has been, like, you picked an imperfect person, Toby. Toby has imperfections. And so because he has these imperfections, people just conclude that it is completely open and closed.
Well, holy shit, what are these imperfections? I mean, fuck, I have imperfections too, but I would hope that if somebody said that I raped somebody, that somebody out there would be like, what? Because, Jesus, my imperfections aren't fucking... What? Good Christ.
That's not how people work. Just because you haven't always been the best boyfriend to people, it doesn't automatically mean you would do horrible things to the illegal level.
Well, it doesn't automatically mean that you wouldn't. Like, what kind of a horrible boyfriend are we talking here? I would say a guy that beats a woman is a horrible boyfriend. I would also say that a guy that forgets her birthday is a horrible boyfriend. You know? Like, I don't know.
But that's what people concluded, and they ate Toby alive. So, that's just what I wanted to say about the whole thing. I'm glad that I could say all this stuff because while Toby doesn't approve of me saying any of these things, and Toby may never talk to me after I've said all these things, ever talk to me again, I felt like Toby deserved a defense of some kind.
Shit, man. If I was Toby, I would never talk to you again. God damn. This just looks bad.
Because he's not going to defend himself. I don't see that video ever being released. But maybe he will. Maybe by the time I release this, he'll release his. I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't that be hysterical?
Anyway, I'm glad I could say all that because I am a very idealistic person and I don't care what friendships are lost as a result to me just speaking the truth. You know? I love speaking the truth. It's the most important thing, which is why I have so few friends. Because people do not like their personal business thrown out there. And I like the truth being known by people so everyone knows exactly who they're dealing with.
Dude. I don't know, man. Like, no wonder people don't like you. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Whatever. That's his truth. That's what he thinks is truth. So, hey. I was hoping for a tad bit more actual evidence, especially with that little part at the beginning where he said that it's bullshit to not go off of evidence and that he didn't want to do that because he didn't want to be one of those people that he despised. I don't know. This is just a weird video. Like, I get where he's coming from. I get it. Like, if it's a false rape accusation, that's terrible. But he didn't really do a lot helpful. I'm just saying. It was a lot of, well, he doesn't like being rejected, so why would he rape a girl? All these weird logical jumps that he made that, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know who Toby is. I don't know what happened. So I am not defending or accusing. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I certainly don't know any more now than I did before. So don't yell at me, because I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just looking at dummy here, fucking not knowing what to do. That's just don't help me. I'll fix it. Just let me know what's wrong. I'll fix it myself. Don't help me. Please don't help me.